second attempted print of the articulated axolotl has just finished. So first thing I'm going to do, put on some gloves, because again, this resin stuff will burn. It's not pleasant, so, but protection. Gloves, always. I'm using my iPad, so I'm going to try to show you. This is my lovely 3D printer. It has this special case on it. This yellow, actually, I hate that voice. This yellow actually helps prevent UV light from getting in there because the resin is UV activated. And unfortunately, I picked one of the worst places in my apartment to put it, because there's a window right over there. Before I take the plate off, I need to get all my stuff prepped. So the biggest thing is making sure I have something to put it on. So I like to use this piece of cardboard. The resin likes to soak in there sometimes. And then I have my handy dandy spatula. So I'm gonna take the bed off. There's basically just a screw, and you pull it off like this. And usually I would give this a few hours to drip dry. It didn't quite do it. So I think this is about the same place that had a problem last time. So there's probably something in the bed. Yeah, there's some resin cured on the bed, which means I have to pull the vat up, scrape it off, refill the vat. Other than that, it's starting to look pretty good. Just gonna, there we go. Oh, shoot. It skedaddled right off of that plate, didn't it? That'll do. Okay, so this is where the plate goes, right here. This is the vat. You see all this white stuff? Yummy. So that is the actual resin itself. So, let's see if I can, oh, I can't. Okay. I'm gonna have to use these to get this undone. They say not to use like metal tools to undo these, but like I can't get a grip on this. Alright. And again, I use gloves for all of this, whether I'm touching the resin or not, because there's still going to be residue on here. Get this one. I cannot. Okay. Let's cha-cha slide this bad boy over. Ugh.
What I would really like is to get a ratchet to undo this with, to make my life so much easier.
There we go. Alright. Whew, now that handy dandy funnel that I only ever use for resin, because if you ingest this, you will get violently sick. And it really doesn't taste good. It tastes really, really bad. So even then, I don't recommend trying it or sampling it. So this is the whole vat. As you can see, it has a clear underside. And once I'm done with this, just pour all of this in. And there it is. See those little bumps? That will prevent the light from the diodes underneath getting to it. But luckily, this is pretty flexible. So what I can do is usually just push it up and pop it out with my thingy. And there's our problem piece. And again, gloves, always gloves. And I try not to touch my shirt or any other clothing before I put this back on here, though. I'll set that right there. See if I can show you the screen. So this is a screen, and underneath here are oh gosh, oops, don't fall over now. I don't remember how many there are, but there's hundreds to thousands. I don't remember what my specific printer has, but there's a couple hundred to 1,000 teeny tiny itty bitty laser lights. They are UV lasers that specifically target certain areas and will cure the resin. So now that we have the vat emptied and it's clear of any and all debris, I'm going to put it back on here and smooth that out. Okay, that's good. These go back on, and I hand tighten these as much as I can, and then I pull out that whatever you call them. There's still room back behind there, which isn't good because the plate, when it comes down, it'll stick and create suction and lift this up and ruin my whole print. So what you got to do is you got to make sure it's lined up, and then screw that fucker in as much as you can with your hands.
And the good thing about this vat on this particular model is there's actually magnetic slots that will hook into. So now you see I didn't need my tool to
Keep that stable. That's very in there. And then you take the resin. I use this Anycubic. It's just white. You can get so many different colors. You can get black, white. I've seen them in clear, green, gray, metallic. I just give it a little shake because there's sediment in here. Because, I mean, this technology isn't perfect. And there's a little max fill line. I like to go a little bit under the max fill line. Just because if I have to get in there and scrape it, I don't want resin sloshing everywhere. Because this shit is the cheapest stuff, and it is not cheap. This was like $20, $25. And there's some that can cost up to $40 for a bottle. And then here is the build plate. This is what actual lights hit. You can see the axolotl on there. It just rubs away. Again, it's just resin. I slide it back on. Make sure it's all the way back. Batten down the hatches. Make sure it's all good.
And then I usually get my gloves off at this point because I'm not touching anything with this anymore.
And I get this fucker, pop it back on, and we're ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna try to print this again, and I guess another update in like 2 hours or so. Okay, enter, because we're done with that, and this is my axolotl here, and I hit that, and it will start to lower. It raises back up. That's why it's important to have that vat fastened down as much as you can. You can see down here what it's doing. Those are all the little lights in there. You can't see them from here. If I had clear resin in a clear vat, you could, but that's showing what layer it's printing.